Oh, hello, my stitchy friends. Welcome back. My name is Laura. You found Lala D Stitches, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. I have lots to share. I've got 3 finishes and some pretty good progress on my whips I was working on over the last few weeks. And then with today being the first day of spring, I have oodles of ideas of swap out of projects for fresher things to work on. So I'm excited to dive into that. Let's see. Life is good. You know, winter is wintering in a fitful way. We had, it was about 8 inches of snow, I think, a couple of days ago, and it's gradually melting off, and we're expected to be in the mid-70s by next Wednesday. So, you know, winter's done. Get it out of here. I'm ready for some sunny days and maybe going on a walk with just a sweater instead of a parka. So that would be good. Yeah. We've got hope. All right. Grace is curled up behind me. She's being such a good girl. Yeah, I don't really have any updates. Life is quiet. We're just plugging along. So, but I'm getting lots of stitchy time done. Stitchy time done? Stitchy time. I'm getting lots of stitchy time. Yeah, it's kind of how I'm spending my days these days. It's helping a lot with, just keeping my hands busy. And so I do my chores in the morning, and then I spend a couple hours at the sewing machine, and then if I have any errands to run, I do those, and then I will typically stitch and read. I've read several really good books recently, so yeah, that's life. Let's look at the stitching. I forgot my board. Rats. I'm gonna grab it. Okay, it's just easier to not have things backlit. Okay, see if I can turn my brain on. I'm trying to do this early in the morning because, well, relatively early. Just because, but I tell you what, I feel a little scattered this morning, so we'll see if I can focus. Okay, this is my first finish. It was just a start and finish. It's a small one. This is called Coffee and Contemplation by HeirloomXfactory on Etsy. And I don't know if I needed to use 2 strands of floss. It shows up really well in person, and actually I have a little frame for this already. And it reads just fine. For some reason, like adding that dark frame makes the words show up better. But there are some lights where the words are a little blendy, perhaps. I omitted, there were 2 little acorn vine borders on the side, and I decided not to do those. I just wanted to be simple, and I wanted to fit in the frame that I found for 75 cents at a thrift store. But what's our info here? So I used green tea leaf is the words from Gentle Arts, and then cocoa bean from Classic Colorworks for the coffee cups. And I really like it. It makes me happy. It's a little kind of subtle fandom. If you don't recognize the phrase, mornings are for coffee and contemplation, it's from Stranger Things. So this will be fun. I have the little frame already. I just need to go out and buy some more board so that I can lace it and get it all hung on the wall. So that was fun. It just took, I worked on it a couple of mornings, well, maybe a few mornings. I'm not a fast word stitcher. I don't mind stitching words anymore. I used to really dislike it. I don't mind it, but I'm very slow. Like the coffee cups went lickety split, but the words took days of just drinking a cup of coffee in the morning and, you know, doing a few stitches. So that's okay. There was no rush, but it was a fun little stitch, and yeah, I'm excited to have that one. Did I tell you what fabric it's on? No, I didn't, because I'm scattered. This is already shaping up to be a great video. Quality content. 36 count linen, fiber on a whim. The color is Dune. This is the same fabric I'm stitching my Autumn is as Joyful on. It's good fabric. I really like it. Has really pretty marbling. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so now my little card can go in my drawer because that's done. This next one was another start and finish, and I'm realizing now that despite my best attempts at being organized, I don't think I have, oh crumb. Well, this was another Etsy pattern. I bought it last year after we went to Disney World. I just stitched it on a scrap. I know it's called Haunted Painting. And this was a total impulsive start. I just didn't want to stitch anything I had early this month. And I pulled this out and it just felt good. So I started stitching it and it was so quick. It was so satisfying. I did it in 2 nights. And I'm looking for a real cute oval frame to hang it in. I think that would be really fun. So on the hunt for that. But it's so cute. And the Haunted Mansion was one of my favorite rides in Disney World. So kind of a fun little memory, as well as a cute little stitch. And it makes me want to stitch more full coverage because I always forget how satisfying it is. There's something about it that just, I don't know. I don't know. It feels good. It looks good. It's very satisfying. This is a scrap of white something. It may even have some silk content. It is so smooth and has this gorgeous sheen to it. I have no idea what it is or where it came from. But I did it 2/2. Yeah, there she is. She's so cute. Okay. Okay. All right, and my third finish. So this one was already going. This was not a start. It was Winter Seeds by Jessica Doize. Anyways, on Etsy. And it's so cute and so much fun. And I have where I was, sorry, my phone was buzzing down there and it totally derailed my brain. It's okay. I'll get back in the game. So this is where we started. At the end of my last video. This is where I was. And I really wanted to get it finished before spring officially started, so that there are 4 seasons in this series. And I wanted to be able to start spring when spring came around. And honestly, 4 days ago, it was going to be a stretch. I wasn't sure I was going to make the deadline. And so I was like, okay, maybe not by first day of spring. I'll just give myself to the end of the month. And, you know, that gives me almost an extra week and a half or so. And I'll get it done. So I kind of like, it was interesting because once I loosened up my goal for the project, I got really motivated to work on it and I just finished it. I also didn't have anything St. Patrick's Day themed, and this kind of clover shape here I stitched on the 17th. I kind of did this corner, or the 17th, so Monday. I kind of stitched that corner on Monday, and then I came in and added all the red and the blue last, and, well, aqua, and it was done. Anyways, there it is. She's so cute. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I'm so excited to do the spring one. So I stitched this. I don't think I have a little card for it. But this is a 28 count linen gray something. I don't know if it's a Witcholt or a Zweigart. It just says gray linen on the tag. So I really don't know. But it worked well for a background, and yeah, I really like it. This was fun to stitch. These hills were so satisfying. Honestly, I feel like I flew through those and this center part, and I mean nothing was hard. Nothing took that long. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I loved stitching the hills. And it was so fun adding the kind of 2 pops of color, that red and the aqua there, or turquoise. Maybe that's more of a turquoise. Anyways, doesn't matter. It really just gave it a lot of life. So, and I love this little korok up here. So she did say, I will say on hers, her sample was stitched on a 40 count, I believe she said. So with her back stitching, there's only a couple of spots where there's any back stitching, and that's just a little rope with a French knot, and then there's another French knot in that guy's face. So not a lot, but she did hers with 1 strand. I upped mine to 2 strands since I did mine on a 28 count, and I think it worked out great. I worried that 1 strand would kind of just disappear, especially since it's such a small little line. Anyways, so cute, so fun. I don't have a frame for this one yet, but that's okay. Something to watch for at the thrift shops. I tell you, frames at thrift shops can be a little beat up, right? They're used. But it's really nice to have a good thrift shop close by, because I can get a frame for $1 to $3, and that's really enabling some finishes that might not have been able to happen otherwise right now. And so I don't mind my frames being a little loved. Anyway, so I'll have to go back, but not on a Saturday. I went on a Saturday last time, and that was madness. Don't go thrifting on a Saturday. Chaos. Felt like Black Friday in 1998. Okay. Next project. So that's all my finishes done, and now I've got, oh, I thought I had a before picture of this. Rats. Okay, maybe not. So Prairie Sunrise. Did I finish my statement? No, because I'm totally scattered. You guys, I'm so sorry. It's just, sometimes after I've had a real bad migraine, my brain just breaks for a few days, and I think that's where I am. So I'm feeling good, but also kind of a mess. Prairie Sunrise by Carolyn Manning is my first Carolyn Manning, and this is where I sit with it. So I added, since I don't have a before picture, I added pretty much all the gold, and it's not really a brown, it's like a deeper gold. All the gold through here, and this sage green, and then the blue. So I've pretty much done, this chunk. And then I added a little bit more of the blue on the borders. I'm stitching this on 28 count smoky white casual linen, which is the white version of Vintage Country Mocha, I'm pretty sure. Same idea. It's a printed, you can see it's a printed linen. So the back is white and then you have the print. So it has a little bit of a funky texture, but it's very pretty. I love how it looks. And the stitches are lovely on it, so. Very fun. Lighting's a little funky in here today. It's a beautiful white overcast day out there and all the lights a little funky, but that's okay. That seems to be the story of my life in this house, is I am constantly playing with lighting. This room is a big room with one ceiling bulb and there are just never enough lamps. Okay, anyways, so I'm loving stitching this. I think I'm going to put it away until May, though. I'm going to give it a break through April because I've worked on it. I think I want to say I started this. I don't have my little card with me, but I want to say I started this at around the new year. And while I'm enjoying it, I don't want to get burnt out on it. So if I give it a month off and then bring it out for like a Manning May kind of dealio schmealio, I think that works for me. So, and it gives space for some of the other things I have down there waiting to be shared. Okay, so this next one, I need to find different folder. Oh, Apple did an update and now I can't find anything. Okay. Okay, so this next one, I got brave. I chose to be brave, you guys. This next one is Come to the Garden by Kathy Barrick. I'm fairly sure. Why don't I have that information? Yes, I'm fairly sure it's Kathy Barrick. No, Teresa Kogut. No. Teresa Kogut? Oh my gosh, Teresa Kogut. I think it's Teresa Kogut. I don't know who. I should know this. Oh, I feel like an idiot. This pattern is everywhere. It's just not showing on my little screenshot of the cover picture. What if I go, oh here, I'll go into my markup. It'll say it on there because I've got the full. Teresa Kogut. I'm not a total moron. It's okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Teresa Kogut. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. Now that we've confirmed that, I need to go back to where I was. Chaos. It's fine. It's all good. Anyway, so I am doing, I'll chatter at this while I try to do two things at once. Okay, here we go. Okay, back on track. I'm blushing. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, it's fine. Professional. Okay. So I'm doing a color conversion on this and I'm turning mine into a magical night garden. And I was having a little bit of a challenge pulling colors for it initially. So I went and I used my I basically made an inspiration board like I do for my quilts when I change my quilts, try to pull a new palette. So these are my magical garden scene inspiration pictures, which kind of gives you my palette. So I've got lots of greens, teals, blues, but the occasional pop of gold. We've got some lavender, you know, periwinkle, a little bit of white. Magic, right? That's the idea. And this is my start. Okay, so it's showing up okay-ish. Oh, lighting, it's fine. This fabric, I don't know where my card is. Oh, rats, you know? And what is this fabric? Okay, pause. I've got, okay, here we go. Come to the garden. Ugh. Sometimes, zipper, you just, best laid plans. So this is 36 count linen. It's an Atomic Ranch. The color is cobblestone. The color is really gorgeous in person. It's got blue, gray, a little bit of kind of light. It feels like dappled light to me. A little bit of brown. It's very pretty. I don't know. See, that's a little, I don't know. The lighting is hard in here, so I apologize for that. It's close-ish. Close-ish. But I like it because it's kind of like dappled light. But I don't know. It's good. So I started with my first side. So this is one full side. I did not center well on the fabric, but honestly, I was given way more fabric, which was a bit of a beef for me, but that's okay. So I started with my vine, kind of to see the size, and I wanted to get that first color in because where I'm changing the colors pretty significantly, I've just been wary of this. I've never been so nervous to do a conversion before. I don't know. Maybe it's the scale of the project. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll get it close. You can see this border is going to be very ghosty, but it shows well in person. And I wanted it to stay light. Like it's this echoing frame, but like this is what we're supposed to see. And in the original, it is a soft tan that is similar, or ivory that is similar to the linen it's stitched on, just a few shades lighter. So I liked the idea of kind of keeping this lighter. Anyways, here's where we are. I'll stop chattering and let you look. I think it's going to be really good. I hope the colors are showing well. I feel like everything's a bit... I'm going to stop talking about the lighting. Sorry. Gosh. Good grief. Anyway, so that's the first side. I really enjoyed getting a few of the flowers in there. Kind of gave a little bit more something to it. It was more exciting than, you know, borders alone. I do have the first few flowers charted out. Oh, I can tell you what I stitched this with so far if you want. So this is how I'm kind of breaking it up. So I've got the whole chart, and then I've broken up borders, phrase, blue. I've kind of labeled the motifs. Labeled blue pot, tall pot, big red wreath, moth, berry basket, daisy basket, spiky red. And the angel, which somebody recommended in the comments last time. I said, if you don't want to do an owl, why don't you just, if you don't want to do an angel, why don't you just change it to an owl, if that's possible. And I thought about it and I was like, I really love that idea. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, here's the colors. Oh my gosh, they're such a tangly mess. I just need to bobbinate things again. They don't get tangled like this. Okay, so my center vine is Espresso by Karen Water Lilies, which was a leftover I had from Virgo, my Nora Corbett. So there's that. And then after much debate, I had these kind of chunked into baskets here. Oh, Old Money is my little triangle border. And then we've got, yes, and yes, okay. So I debated with these. Okay, here's my first basket of colors. This first, the smaller blooms. I haven't taken this one off yet because I debated about doing 3 colors of flower, and I decided that it would look to chunk, 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 chunk each time. And this was maybe a little lighter than I wanted in the border. So I took that out, and I'm using Black Crow by the Gentle Art, Freedom, Gentle Art, and Dried Thyme. And what I'm gonna do is, here I did 2 dark blooms and 1 lighter, and then on this next one I'll do 2 light blooms and 1 dark. And I'll kind of alternate, but each one is gonna have different placements. So it's not gonna be just 2 light and a dark echoing this. It will be like maybe 2 light and a dark, or something like to that effect. And so they'll be a little bit different each time using the same colors. I think that'll be fun. It'll give a little bit of movement, and because if you had different bushes, they wouldn't all have the flowers in the same place, right? I want it to be a little bit more organic, I guess is what I'm getting at. And then for the second flower variation, it's just the single bloom, and these will be all the same. So I feel like I have colors on here that I was thinking about but then didn't take off. Well, where did that go? Uh-oh, I might have made a change and then... Oh, I lied. I have my colors mixed up. Okay, that's what it was, because I did make a change. So I am sorry. On this one, the green is not dried thyme, it's cucumber. It's cucumber, because I wanted it to be a little bit more dark moonlight. And then the dried thyme is on the single bloom. Okay. I'll get my stuff together here. So this bloom has dried thyme. I haven't quite finished that last leaf. And then in order from tiniest point out is Brother in Blue, the little bud. Then we've got Chocolate Cream Pie by Classic Colorworks for that middle band, and Lagoon for the tips, because I love this teal it gets into. And I am stitching 1/2, so, you know, it's not super puffy, but I am liking the coverage. I am liking the coverage that I'm getting. So, and a string. That's okay. I've been throwing floss all over it, so. Okay, so that's the start. That's where I am at. I have chosen colors for 3 of the motifs in the inside the center box, but they're down here. So I figure I'll fill in the flowers on the border here, maybe bring some border out, at least the bones of the border out, and then I'll go into the middle with my, and start getting some of those motifs in. It's not as big as I thought it would be. I mean, it's a big chart, there's no doubt. It's like 200 by 300 or something like that. It's not small, but because I'm stitching it on a smaller count, or higher count, I'm not sure how that would be said. I don't know, maybe it's because I printed out my pattern and and taped it together, because I'm determined to not have to restitch these borders 40 million times on 36 count. I think that would be bad for the fabric. And I don't know if this is just like a random piece of Atomic Ranch that got this way, but it's beautiful, but it's very fuzzy. Like, it looks like it's been tumbled in the dryer 6 times. Like, it's got a fuzz to it, which is different than some of the other, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's different than other linens I've used. So, anyway, random observations from Laura. Okay, moving on. So that's that. Magic Night Garden is what I'm calling it. And I think it's going to be fun. Now that I've gotten it started, I feel like that was the kind of leap of faith I needed to take. It was my little Indiana Jones moment, right? Like, just had to take that first step and get the first stitches in. And now I am excited to move forward, and just, I'm trying to let it be a really creative process instead of assigning. A lot of projects I'll go through and I'll say, okay, these are the 10 called for colors or 15 called for colors. And then I'll assign like directly a symbol to a color just as it was done. But this one, I just kind of pulled a bunch of colors and I was like, yeah, magic, Magic Night Garden, this is it. And while I've assigned a couple of motifs and the border, I'm just doing it as it goes. And then even when I picked this up after having done that, like, I assigned my colors for the border and then I came back to it a week or so later, and I still switched some colors out. So I'm just kind of letting it be a little more loosey-goosey, and now that it's started, I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be good. So okay, this next one was almost a sad story, but we survived it. We've made some choices. So this is my Sailor Moon Rainbow Transformation by Simmina Stitch. Found it on Etsy a couple years ago. I believe it's still available. It's very cute and I love it. And I was so excited. This is one of the first ones I wanted to start this month. And I got this far. And then I had a small panic attack because I was like, wait, this is just her collar. Right there. And it's so big. This was an unlabeled piece of fabric. I don't know what it is. I want to say, I'm fairly confident it's a Nicholas Flamel that I was gifted. But I don't know what count it was. And so I had guessed that it was, I don't even know what I had guessed it was. I think I had guessed it was 36. I don't know. Anyways, it's not. It's got to be a 32. And I was like, it's not going to fit. No, sadness. And so what I did was, after panicking for 10 minutes, I ran some running stitches out to the edges of how big the design would be. So it's there and there. It's a pretty small margin. Pretty small. It's only, I'd say it's just about an inch at the top. But after abandoning it in dismay, I have thought about it some more and I've decided I'm just going to carry on. It will fit. It's still enough to wrap over a board, even if not much. And I could always do a soft finish on it. And then that would be more than enough. And even if I finished it, because I'd originally thought I would finish it in a round hoop, but then I realized you lose some of this pretty fabric. So I even considered going to just a plain white Aida because it is full coverage, but I don't know. This is just happy to stitch on. So I want to stitch on it. My brain is stuck on it. So I'm going to carry on with confidence and it will be beautiful. And if I do a square finish on it, it'll look really cute, and we'll still get these hints of the fabric around the edge. And the colors are just perfect with it. Like when I lay the floss over it, I love it. So it's not a sad story. It's just a tiny start. That's where we're at. Sailor Moon's collar. Okay. Next, I do have a before picture. I did not do much on this. This is my temperature stitch, the Fungi temperature tracker by Buena Pieza. And I honestly just wasn't in the mood. So I've continued tracking this is where I was. And it's so cute and so fun. There's a lot of start and stops though. You know, some of the mushrooms get two stitches of a color, and there's nowhere close for it again sometimes. But I did get some more border. That's what I worked on, was a little bit of border work. So there we have it. I don't really have a lot to say about this one because there's not much going on. I've continued tracking the temperatures, so I have my chart of what color will go where. And one of these moments, the mood will strike, and it doesn't take, forever to fill in the mushrooms. So when the mood hits, I will fill in the rest of February and March, apparently. The colors will be more exciting though as temperatures start to change. I am stitching this on 14 count Mocha Ada from Bestitch Me. It's beautiful, beautiful fabric. Yeah, the purples are not showing up well. They look rather, maybe that's better. Get my face out of it. Yeah, it's cute. It's fun. I like it. I love that it goes from having snails to birds to, I think the other section, what is the last section? Leaves, yeah. Amongst the mushrooms. So you just get this kind of magical speckly, I don't know. It's cute. Yeah, I'll get more in on it. Keep plugging away. And as long as I record the days, it's not like I can't come back to it at any time, right? Okay, this next one was a hot debate on Instagram. I haven't done a lot on Instagram this year yet. But I did post my progress a couple weeks ago on Lovebirds by Nora Corbett, which we're getting such glare. Maybe that's what's happening. Everything's, anyways, there we go. This chart and the floss and embellishments was gifted to me last year. So I pulled some linen and gave it a start, and I actually hadn't planned on working this month, but I wanted to stitch, like I had the desire to stitch, but I was having a really hard day. And when she asked if she could send me this, she said, maybe she didn't even ask, maybe she just sent it and there was a card or something. I don't remember, but I remember coming with the note that she thought I could use something happy to stitch on. And I really needed something happy that day when I first pulled this out. And so as I was rifling through everything but my selected projects, I came across my project bag for this. And I was like, maybe this is the day that I stitch on something that makes me happy instead of something that was planned. And so this is where I was with our Rorschach ovaries. Everybody kept saying, even my husband, when I showed him, he's like, it looks like a uterus. Okay. But it's not. It's not. So I stitched until it didn't look like that anymore. I think it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. The colors, I don't know that anything I do will do justice in showing the colors in this. It is so, so beautiful. Oh my goodness. And I was obsessed. I picked it up and it just felt good. The stitching on it just felt good. And I worked on it for, I think it was 5 days straight without working on anything else, which is so unlike me. But I just loved it. And it felt so good to stitch on it. And seeing those birds come to life. Yeah, it's just magic. I love it. So the birds are complete. All that's left are the swirly bits that they're sitting on, and then the 2 big roses. And then beads. There's a few beads. So there are some holes in the birds right now. I don't know that they'll show very well, but anyways, they're so beautiful. I love them so much. I'm stitching this on 32 count Glory by Picture This Plus, and it is 2/2. Beautiful, beautiful. I made a lot of progress on that. Oh, they're so beautiful. I feel like the colors are more vivid to my eye than they're showing on the camera. That's okay. Stunning. I'm loving this project. I'll get some more work on it this month, I'm sure. Anyways, okay, next. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Next one is, I always call it my Soda Fairy, but it's actually called Rose Fairy by Soda Stitch. And I started this one, I don't think it was last August, but maybe the August before that for the My First Soda Sal. And it's very cute. And I was sitting here at the start of the year, basically. And I gave this a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, I guess. And I made good progress. So I added her legs. It turned out there was a little bit more of her skirt to fill in. And then I have added the bird. The wing was super fun. For some reason, these colors were just bright and happy, and they made me happy. She's so cute. I'm stitching on a 14 count opalescent Ada, and I realized as I continued to stitch on this that maybe one of the reasons I didn't continue on at full steam when I started it is because I had started stitching it in the wrong orientation. It's supposed to be stitched this way. So I'm almost to the widest points. There's like a few more stitches. It's going to be fine. There's enough. It's like 1.5 inches once you get those extra blooms and stuff into the pattern. So there's enough that I can still frame this. Anyways, which I don't know. I really don't know why I didn't keep going. It stitches really quick, and it's happy stitching. So I enjoyed working on it this month. Yeah, they're so cute. I'm gonna get this one finished by Christmas this year for my little niece. so cute. There will be a lot of backstitching, but I actually like backstitching. I always feel like it's the magic sauce, like it transforms a project. So I'm not worried about that. Okay, this one was a new start. Farm Life by Little House Needleworks, and it's not focusing. See that okay? Okay. It's very cute. And while I talked about the cows and all the cute little critters in it last time when I talked about starting it, I did not get to the cows and critters. I stitched some clouds, so that's our full width there, and a bloomless tree, which felt appropriate. I actually intentionally didn't add the leaves because we don't have any leaves on our trees. Right now our trees are covered in snow. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just be silly and I will wait to add the leaves until we get our first pops of leaves and stuff in the next month or so. Who knows when that will happen. I want to say, so we moved here last year in April and things were already in bloom. So we're 2/3 of the way through March. Maybe in the next month we'll actually have some green in the valley. I don't know. I really don't know. It's all an adventure. Let's see. I added the grass. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work over into this white house first, because that feels more spring in this corner. And this side feels more summer, like with the actual crops growing in the garden. We're definitely not there yet. So I think I'll start in this corner, which feels a little bit more spring. And then I can do those cute sheep and the little chickens, the bluebirds. I think that'll be a good corner to start in. I am not using, so I'm using mostly the called for colors, but it called for bamboo for the white, and I'm using the DMC 3865 because they basically look the same, and I didn't have bamboo and I did have 3865. So that's that. I'm also stitching it on Vintage Country Mocha, and I want to say it's a 32 count, but I don't have that labeled anywhere. I'm guessing it is. Anyways, cute. Small start, but a solid start. I think one of my clouds had an error, but do clouds actually have errors? Or are they just more magical for their unique qualities? Okay, last whip is Ink Circles Arranging Mushrooms, which I started a couple of years ago with Kelly from Pages and Stitches. She's done with hers, and I feel like I need to try to catch up. So one of the days I didn't want to stitch what I had planned, I pulled this out. That's where I was. This was a restart. When did I restart this? I had started it with her, and then the fabric wasn't working out, so I hard stopped. And then was looking for an alternate fabric. And I dyed this early last year. So I'm thinking, I don't have a date written down. I don't know why. But I want to say I started this last fall again as a restart on this 18 count Ada that I dyed. And here I am. And it's working out much better. The first fabric I chose, none of the more neutral colors showed at all. So it was not going to work without a complete rewrite. Anyways, I finished the red up in this mushroom and then added the bones of the next three. Well, actually, these ones, no, there's still one more color to go in there. So yeah, bones. Anyways, it's not a big project. I think it's going to finish. Yeah, that's almost, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not big. It's like 4x5 or something like that. Very cute. Actually, that's pretty good representation of the color there. Feels so far away from you, but I'm doing the called for colors. I believe I'm using all the called for colors on this, which are classic Colorworks. Yeah, pretty fun. I'm just stitching it 1/1/8 square. The two, oh, that's kind of a funky moment. Wonder what happened there. It's okay, we'll stay zoomed out. I don't remember why I chose 1/1, but it works. So I guess that's that. I have so little commentary today. Oh, I don't know. It's fine. Okay, so that's what I worked on. Good progress. I felt good about what I worked on. There were definitely a few days I sat down and I was like, I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to do anything? I don't know. And some days I didn't stitch at all, as it goes. But yeah, that's a successful month. That's a successful month. I really tried this year. I'm trying to stitch what feels good. Because I typically will pull a selection of projects. I'm like, these are, which is what I'm going to show you here. These are what I would like to work on. These are things that are interesting to me and exciting to me. But if I get down to stitch time of the day and none of them are drawing me in, I'm kind of perusing my projects. I just will get up and I'll, you know, kind of like you look through a bookshelf, like, oh, maybe I want to read this one, or maybe I want to read this, maybe I want to stitch on this, and kind of pulling what feels good. So it's been a different way of doing things rather than sticking to more of a schedule, but it's working for me this year. So pirate rules continue. The rules are all more like guidelines, and these are my ideas. So I definitely would like, oh, just ignore that moment. That was supposed to be a picture. Where's the picture? Good heavens. Okay, I do have the picture right here. Pink Sparrow Sampler by Brenda Gervais is so beautiful. And I'm working on a color conversion from stash. I started this last year. This is where we sit. Oh, it's so cute and springy. And I'm definitely excited to work on this. I might work on this today. It's so happy. It's so good. And it's showing up. We're gonna have to rearrange the room. Anyways, that's so cute and happy. I think I'll pull out Window in Garden again. My little room in the attic, which just as a quick progress thing, which way does it go? This way. Lots of half stitches, but the colors are so clean and fresh, and I love the shutters. So that could be really fun to work on. This one I was feeling a couple weeks ago when I started like curating my little stack here, dreaming about spring but trying to stick to winter real hard. And it worked. I finished Winter Seeds. So anyways, hello spring. I don't know if I'm feeling it though. And one of the reasons is the colors look so pretty and fresh in the picture, but you can kind of see from the back of my stitching that they're a lot more dusty. They're dustier, which isn't bad. They're still pretty, but maybe, okay, we're not gonna work on that one. Demoted. See, this is good. Okay, next one, I'm definitely gonna work on Blooming Tiny Town, which I started last year, but it was kind of a piddly start. Yeah. just that center house. But that'll be fun. Again, fresh colors, and there's my Valentine's down. Cute. Yeah, that'll be fun to work on. End of thought. Silence enters the room. Okay, which of these are whips? I've got a lot of new starts planned, you guys. It's all good. They have been anticipated new starts, most of them. So, okay, I've got 2 more whips though. Okay, so I was thinking I also might pull out, I've finished Pieza pollinators, so I need another blue flower in my life. So I thought I might pull out Moggy Manor again, which is glare heavy, but so cute. So cute. And I'm actually stitching it on that same Ada that I'm stitching the, cute. The Temperature Salon. So cute. So that's how far I got last year when I started it. I love birds. A couple days ago when I opened the window, it was sunny and the snow hadn't come back and the birds were actually singing, which was lovely. I also thought I might pull out Sampler Hill, another Brenda Gervais. But the picture doesn't do it justice because look at these colors. It's so pretty. I'm doing this one with the called for colors. Ooh, it's so pretty. And I didn't really work on this one last year, so it would be good to get some stitches on this one. Stitches in on this one because I love it. All right, and then I've got a slew of potential new starts. So I've got the spring seeds for my next Korok. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. And the colors are so fun and fresh. So let me just kind of, I'm gonna stitch this one on a blue Ada, soft blue, because I had it. I'm trying really hard to stitch from stash. So anything that's new other than my 2 market patterns, which you'll see in a minute. I guess I bought 3 market patterns, but only 2 have arrived. Everything I'm really trying to like, these are things that have been kitted up for oodles of time. Or I can pull from stash, everything but my, $7 pattern. So, trying really hard and being a very good girl. So I'll start spring seeds for sure. That's a planned start. My mom gave me this kit last year. I think it was last year. It was my birthday or Christmas present. I don't remember which, because she gave me both Christmas and my birthday together. So it was a gift. Anyways, I'm considering switching out the fabric for this color linen. I think it gives I think it'll work. And I'm stitching something else on this. It's Water Lily, but it's the same count as the Ada that's included in the kit. And I have enough. So I think they'd look really pretty on that. Kind of give it I'm not sure what the word is, but just kind of, it's so pretty. I think it'll work. We'll see. I might get 10 stitches into it and be like, white. We're going back to the white. So I could start that. Oh, that's a market one. Okay, this one I wanted to start last year so much. I had every intention of starting it. I had it all kitted up, and then we moved. Like overnight almost. It was just this whirlwind. Basically March and April were deleted from 2024 because they were just traveling and moving and settling and chaos, happy chaos, but like this just did not happen. So this is the Enchanted Garden, my magical little bunny with fairies, and oh, it's so pretty. And it's been all kitted up for a year waiting. So this is getting a start. maybe this is what I'll work on today. Maybe I'll start this and then I'll give like an hour to Sparrow Sampler. Okay, and then, okay. Okay, so I'll do my last little find, and then I've got my 2 markets. So I've made some new project bags because it was time. This one is so fun and happy, and it's not my normal style, but I'm loving it. I don't know. It's just happiness. And I have, here are the fabric. I have fabric. I have a snarl of floss. It's not really a snarl, but I think I'm only missing, am I missing any colors? Yeah, 2 colors. So I have to pick up a couple more DMCs, but this could be a really fun start and would be just such happy stitching, right? Cute little chicks having a picnic. And okay, and then these 2 are markets. So you knew they were coming. They arrived. And so the first one is Spring Traditions. Oh, it's the first day of spring. I should start this one. I'll start the bunny next week. I want to start this today. I've always wanted a yellow house. I love it with the quilts. It's like my house. This is my dream house. With the duck and the cows in the pasture and neighbors who are all crafty and ready. They like to read and take walks down the lane. Isn't that a lovely life? And these are the colors. Are not the colors delightful? I love them. They're so happy. This is a mystery color linen. I think it's a 30 count. It's a bit of an unknown, but it's going to be gorgeous. And I love it. I love how warm the brighter colors look on this. So that's very exciting. And my second one that came is In the Greenhouse by Mojo Stitches, which is so shiny. Shiny! All right, let's see here. If I can get, sorry. Oh, maybe I should have pulled it out beforehand. Let's not show chart again. There we go. It's so cute. I love these little tulips in the basket and the bonsai tree. And there's a little hedgehog. A little hedgehog. And they still kept the moths at the top, but then added snails here. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. I love, love, love it. I'm so excited to start this. I have my fabric and the called for floss. And thankfully, because I had already done in the library, there are a few color overlaps, but then after I stitched in the library, I was a little obsessed with the cottage garden threads, and so I had started a collection. I only had to buy like 2 or 3 to fill in what I needed for this. So pretty exciting, and it'll be so fun to stitch. I wanted to do it. I had stitched in the library on a 28 count, but I couldn't find a 28 count that I liked from my stash for this. So I'm using a 32 count. This will be really pretty. Really pretty. Just a little bit smaller. That's okay. They're not going to like sit right next to each other. So it doesn't matter if they're exactly the same. Okay. That is everything. So springy plans. I am diving in full throttle to, that was a weird combination of analogies. I'm excited to stitch spring. I'm excited for the fresh colors and flowers and birds and bunnies. And yeah, it'll be really good. I have put away, even though we got winter this week, I have put away my winter ABCs until, you know, whenever snow comes back at the end of the year. I just decided I was emotionally done for now, and that's okay. So instead of stitching, when we got the snow, instead of stitching on winter ABCs, I stitched on winter seeds and got that finished. So that is that. I am still working on my 100 owls here and there, you know, but trying to keep it no pressure again. And what else? Do I have any other ongoing? Oh, my Anniversaries of the Heart, which is kind of an ongoing, it's my leap year. I've picked the colors and have not started stitching the third section yet. So I need to pull that out. My friend who I'm stitching with, hi Jill, we pull it out. We've decided that to be a little bit more official about things and make sure that it gets at least some stitches every month, we'll pull it out on the last couple days of the month. So I think it's the 28th and 29th or something like that. So I'll pull it out next week. I think that's just next week. I can check. I've got a calendar here. Not that it's critical, but yeah, end of next week. So, in there. So it'll get some stitches again this month, which will be good. And I think I set a soft goal to have that next section finished by May, something like that. It's a little bit longer timeline than the last because I'm starting to slowly catch up. So I don't want to lose all my momentum, but I don't necessarily have to be quite as gung-ho about everything. Yeah, so that's where we are. Stitching is fun, and I am feeling very enthusiastic about spring, and I think the sun's gonna come out today. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, I hope you're well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves and getting some good stitchy time in, as always. Yeah. Hugs and love, my friends. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again sometime in 2 to 3 weeks. Probably early April, early to middle of April. That seems to be, well, early April, because middle of April we'll have another quilting bee video coming, and I have oodles to share with that. So that'll be sometime around the 16th of April. But I'll do a Flosstube before then to catch up on what I've decided to stitch on. So, okay, take care, my friends, and I'll see you later. Happy stitching.